In module 46, we will discuss professions in 21st century. In this module, we will discuss what are the influences, what are the factors, how they are influencing either positively or negatively to support the professionalism, to becoming the element of the hindrance, etc. So the basic crux of this module is how the 21st century peoples, experts, different stakeholders look and realizes and have some sort of the understanding about the professions. And 21st century, what should be the real pictures or the portrayal or the description of the professions. Basically, the two approaches are there to determine, to ascertain the quality or the weaknesses, etc. of the professions or the professionalism. And in the 21st century, there are different factors influencing the shaping of the professions. The recent pressures are, number one, the economic factors, and other is social factors, and how the economy is impacting on the professions, and how the society or the social indicators are determining or the expecting the professions and the professionalism of an individual. And one is Marxist approach and this theory, and other is social theory. And these both type of the indicators, one is economic and other is social, they give an identity of the professions, that one sort of the community or communities or the community is created. Community in a way that the different stakeholders as well as the professions from the different organizations and rather allied sciences or the allied professions sit together and work like the community. For example, a medical expert requires the help of the pathologist and other supporting staff and physiologist, microbiologist, etc. And so the recent trend in the profession is the creation of the communities of the work or the professional communities. And there are the pros and cons of this type of the approach in the concept of the professionalism. And basically, this type of the communities or the creation of the communities have again two aspects. One is individual approach and other is collective approach. These modes of the action in industrial societies is being reserved in professional work in the 21st century. For example, if individual identity, everyone strives for the individual recognition and the identity. And otherwise, for the professional communities or the professions of the professionalism for the communities and the communities with the similar purposes, professional communities particularly, have collective approaches. So the collective approach and the individualistic approach has again some sort of a new dimension of the professional approach or the profession in the 21st century. For example, that has one of the manifestations of is the reversal in the emergence of the collective communities. Either the one should prefer the individualistic approach or the collective approach. There is the role of the community, market and the hierarchy as principle. If we work as a community, not the different stakeholders in the community, the professionals work as the community. For example, dentists have their own community. For example, pathologists have their community, engineers create the community, teachers create the community. for the identical cause of the exploration, cause of the research, cause of the understanding, cause of the deliberations, etc. So, and the market also is one of the important determinants of the role of the importance, significance, and the shape of the professions. Because keeping in view the market needs, market demands, market pressures, the professions are formed, professions are shaped. And the hierarchy as a principle. Hierarchy means there is systematic procedures that how the profession look like, how to give the other direction in the professions, how to have allied sciences be working together, etc. So this is the hierarchy. Because the senior, mid, junior, and the mid-career and the senior level, this type of the layers are, the tiers are there that shape the professions. Basically, it is said that the hierarchy principle is authority mechanism. The more the senior, the more the authority. It means regardless how competent the junior professional is, but one has to rely on the senior colleagues or the senior in that hierarchy. And the market principles, that is the price competitions mechanisms, are also important. Hierarchy is also one of the important determinants of the shaping of the professions, and other is the market. And third, and other one is the community principles, that how the people are looking at the professions. For example, in Pakistan, we usually say the teachers is the role model, should be the role model, and the teaching is the prophetic professions, and the teacher should like do this, should do this, should do this, and shouldn't do this, shouldn't look like this, shouldn't behave like this. What are this? What is this? Don't you think that it is, this perception is different from the Australian and American and the Western thinkings? Because over there the teacher is not the teaching is not a prophetic professions. It's not the profession considered as the sacred or the profession of the Ambiya or the prophets. And he is the senior and has the much more knowledge, and he's just transferring the knowledge or inculcating the concepts and the knowledges and the behaviors and the skills, etc. But the respect and the dignity and the perception of the society is different as prevails in the West. It's different from the East. So the community's principle is also very important in determining the shape of the expert, shape of the professions. There are benefits and there are strengths and the weaknesses, positive and negative things of the hierarchy of the principles and the mechanism. For example, the hierarchy principle controls everything, because one has to seek permission from the top level. This is one of the aspects. And the controlling the things could be the positive impact, could have a negative impact. And this control offers weak incentive to create new knowledge. The negative thing of the controlling is thing, because the junior may be the more talented person, but if it's not taken up or the understood or picked up by the senior, then that type of the important knowledge or the significant things would not be regarded. So this is the negative thing. And in this way, the tacit knowledge, it's very difficult to handle the different forms of the tacit knowledge that is embedded in practice. It means if the seniors are not encouraging the juniors, for example, I am principal of a public school, of a high school, or the primary school, or the head of the department, or the dean. I am not, because of the principle of the hierarchy, I am the authority, and one has to seek permission of the collaboration, of the conducting research and dissemination of the knowledge and involving the stakeholders. If I am not happy with that aspect, that concept of the knowledge or the approach, then maybe the tacit knowledge that is yet to be explored through different ways and means would not be encouraged, and that become the redundant and the useless until or unless it is explored and further manifested and utilized for the society. In this way, it provides the flexibility to the professions because it generates a strong incentive to the profession to compete with each other by creating new knowledge. This could be one aspect. In this way, because of the hierarchical system, the dissemination of the knowledge and the sharing of the knowledge would have less opportunities or the chances to be shared and being taken as the beneficial thing to the society. And it facilitates in other way, if the hierarchical organism or organogram or the system is very transparent, very positive and very competent, it could be very beneficial. For example, as a principal, if you are dynamic, if you are competent, you will encourage your teachers, your students, your community, your teachers would be professionally sound, competent, and it has positive, and then the teachers would be more beneficial for the students and the societies, and they will be working with the more creativity, more enthusiasm. If it is otherwise and the hierarchical organogram is not positive, then the entire entire process could be reverse and the negative. It could be positive for dissemination of the knowledge and could be the negative for the dissemination of knowledge. As Adler, Known and the Heckscher in 2008 explained that these principle of market means what are the needs of the market, what is the benefit of the market, how this professional competencies or the professional approaches can be used for creating more money, for generating the funds, etc. And the other principle is the hierarchy we discussed and the community we discussed. They influence in the shaping of the profession and the knowledge of the professions. And these principles, on the basis of these, the collaborative communities are emerging. This is the new concept. And how the facilitations, coordination, and sharing of the knowledge is among different professions. For example, accountants, doctors, lawyers tend to rely on collegial and network relations. I am lawyer, I am accountant, I need to know what is the demand of the other professions, and I have to have networking. And the long-standing organizational professions like engineers, technologists, teachers, they need hierarchical and network relations. Both needs, one is collegial relations and other is hierarchical relations, but both are the networking, depending and require the networking. And the professions that has been designated are known as the knowledge workers. For example, the engineers, computer analysts, and the manager consultants, they mostly rely on the networks and the market relations, what the market needs, etc. And this is the debate and the dynamics that affects the professions in 21st century. And the concept of the community emerged in the professionalism, and the professions emerged in the 1980s, and that was basically based on the process management and for organization of the work. Organization of work means where I work. I am in the hospital, in the company, in the builders, in the construction company, etc. So this basically these are with the passage of time, market and hierarchy, and these are the important things that give the shape to the professions, and the creation of the knowledge, dissemination of the knowledge, and knowledge management, etc. And how this concept emerged and what is the implication of this one. Basic concept is, it is the professionals are the interdependent and they support horizontally. For example, I am professor and my other professors I need not only with the seniors or the juniors, but the peer groups and the horizontal working. And there is shared goals and coordinated activities and interdependent upon my competence depend upon my other colleagues, my juniors, my allied. For example, if I am a surgeon, I am conducting an operation in the operation theater. My success is not only my competency and my wisdom and my knowledge and my scholarship. My success of that aspect equally dependent upon my other colleagues working over there. On the basis of this discussion, we can say that the expert pressure on the professions to be more accountable to their services to both public and their employers, and be more effective in generating and diffusing knowledge within. We have to share the knowledge. We have to get the knowledge, etc. And in this way, this type of the indicators give the ways of the emergence of the collaborative conceptions of the profession and professional activity.